Today we're going to go over transformational geometry. This is very heavily tested on the STAR test. Some of these are the ones you're going to have to memorize. We have less than like a week and a half or something like that till y'all's math test. So I highly suggest y'all take this home and start to memorize this stuff. So what do you need to memorize? First of all, what is a transformation? What is a transformation? A change. Y'all are just getting those two words mixed up. All right, there's 4 types of transformations: translations, reflections, rotations, and dilations. What is a translation? Come on, guys. You just said it a second ago. A slide. Now, what do you need to memorize about a translation? I hope we're all listening. A translation is an adding and subtracting rule. So everybody look at the rule. Your job is to fill in those two things. Everybody should be writing what I write, highlighting what I highlight. Does a translation preserve congruence?
Yes.
What does that mean? It keeps it the exact same. Same size, same shape, same orientation. Every single thing stays the same. The orientation does not change, meaning your view. All it does, everybody look at my hand, or let's say look at my phone. If I slide it, it's in the same position. Nothing changed. Make sense? All right, special notes. What axis moves left to right? The x-axis moves left to right. So when it says left 5, the 5 goes with the x. Yes? Left is negative, right is positive. I wrote it all for you. What axis moves up and down?
The Y.
So if I go up, it's positive, down is negative. And if I say up 5, then that would go with the Y and it would be positive. All right, put a star by reflection. Why am I asking you to put a star by it? What did I tell you all about reflections? You need to memorize these 2 rules. When I reflect across the x-axis, the x, I heard one person, that made me sad. I'm going to say it again. When I reflect across the x-axis, the x stays the same. The y becomes opposite or negative. When I reflect across the y-axis, the y stays the x becomes opposite or negative. All right. Do reflections preserve congruence?
Yes.
Yes. What does that mean? Everybody look, I'm going to flip my calculator. Did it stay the same size and same shape? Did your view of it change? You were looking at the back. I reflect it. You are now looking at the front. So it says, does the orientation change? Yes, it does. Everything else stays the same. Same size, same shape, same perimeter, same area, same angles. All right, here's your special notes that you need to memorize. All right, a rotation is a... What's a rotation? It's a turn. You are not going to have to memorize these. If you want to memorize one, the only one I would memorize is 180 degrees. Because you take the x and the y and they both become negative. That one's super easy to memorize. All of the other ones, what is your thing you're going to do? Happy face man. All right, let's talk about it. 90 degrees is 1 turn. 180 is 2. 270 is 3, and 360 is 4. You're back to where you started. Do I need to go over happy face man and how to do it?
No.
Are we sure? Okay. All right. A dilation is a multiplication rule. Write it down. They're probably going to ask 3 questions over dilations alone. They are going to ask a lot of questions on dilations. What kind of rule is it? So this one and this one I do not want y'all confusing. Translations is what kind of rule? Addition and subtraction. What kind of rule is dilation? Multiplication. So if there are answer choices and it says the word dilation and you see answers that look like this, the first thing I want you to do is mark those answers out. Those are not dilations. These are translations. Dilations are multiplication rules. Your job is to find the number that goes there. How do you find that number? New over, everybody look, to find the scale factor, you're going to do new over old. If you are given the scale factor, then you just put it there. If you're not given the scale factor, you have to find it by doing new over old. Now, you're going to be asked 2 questions on this on your assignment today. Highlight those last 2 sentences. I'm going to be very upset if y'all miss these 2 questions because the answers are right here, word for word. So let's talk about what they mean. If the scale factor is greater than 1, it's going to make the shape, anybody? Enlarge. What does that mean? Bigger. If the scale factor is less than 1, now that means between 0 and 1. That's the way they're going to word it. Between 0 and 1, it's going to make the shape reduction. What does reduction mean? Smaller. There are 2 questions on your assignment that are going to be asking you that word for word. Do not miss them. Does everybody understand? Okay, flip to the back. We have talked about this about 3 times, and this is the one I told y'all, if this is on the STAR test, there will only be 1 question. So I'm not freaking out if you don't understand it. Okay, sit up, please. This is number 1 on your assignment today. Sit up, please. This is number 1 on your assignment today. It says, when changing the dimensions of a figure to create a new figure, you can learn a trick for scale factor. The perimeter changes by the same amount. So if they give you the scale factor and they say how much bigger is the perimeter, it's going to be the same answer. So let's use the example 2 times bigger. So let's make a shape 2 times bigger. Everybody write that down. Let's make a shape 2 times bigger. So how would it change the perimeter? What does it say? The scale factor stays the? So what would the scale factor for perimeter be? 2. So whatever scale factor they give you, the perimeter will be the same, that many times bigger. But the area will not. You take the scale factor and you square it. So what was our scale factor?
2.
And we square it. Well, 2 squared is 4. So the area would be 4 times bigger. The volume, you take the scale factor and you cube it. So what was the scale factor? 2. But I would cube it, and 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. It would be 8 times bigger. Okay, I'm going to say it again. If you take a shape and you dilate it by a scale factor of 2, the perimeter will be 2 times bigger. The area will be 2 squared times bigger. The volume will be 2 cubed times bigger. Does that make sense? What number is this on your assignment? Number 1. Okay, I'm going to pass out the assignment and I'm going to help you set up the one with the highlighters. So if you would, put your name. Okay, go to your assignment, put your name on it, and if you would, turn to number 5. Turn to number 5. All right, this is the one you need your highlighters for. It says figure ABCDE is similar to figure VWXYZ. Now, how do I know if they're turned upside down, which sides correspond? Does anybody remember? What do you use? You use the letters. So everybody looks. What 2 letters are coming first in this one? AB. So I want you to take one color highlighter and highlight AB one color. Now, how do I know which sides go with AB over here? The 2 letters that come first. So what 2 letters are those? VW. So I go and I highlight VW the same color. Make sense? Now we're going to go to the next two letters, which is BC. So I'm going to highlight BC another color. What is the next two letters of the next shape? WX. So I highlight that the same because they correspond. They're in the same spot. All right, what are the next two letters? After BC is CD. So I do those two a color. And what goes with CD? XY. If you need to share highlighters with someone near you just to get the colors you need, then please do so. All right, the next two colors would be DE. So I'm going to do this two a color. And YZ. And then the last two sides will go together. So A to E because they're the first and the last. And this one is V to Z. Now, the highlighters help us see which sides correspond. Now, the question says which proportion must be true, and then it says select how many answers. That means 3 of these are going to be correct. I am only going to do the first one with you to help you understand if it's true or not. Y'all are going to do the rest. So how would I do this? Now, everybody stop. You're just going to watch me, and then you'll do it on your own. What color did I highlight side AB? Yellow. So I'd say this is yellow. And then VW or WV is also yellow for me. Don't highlight it yellow if you didn't do it yellow. And then XY is blue. And CD is blue. Now, do the colors look like that is a good proportion? Yes or no? Yes. How many colors can there be? They have to either be stacked on top of each other like this or like all yellow on top, all blue on bottom. But that does not mean the answer is correct. You also have to check if it's set up correctly. So everybody watch. This is the smaller shape. This is the bigger shape. Write it down. All right. What did AB come from? Smaller or bigger? Smaller. What did XY come from? Smaller or bigger? Bigger. So if this is set up correctly, then these two on the left need to be small, and these two on the right need to be big. All right, so where did VW come from? Where did VW come from? Big. Where did CD come from? That is not correct because they are across, like they're diagonal from each other. Do y'all see what I'm saying? The colors were good, but everything else was not. So what could have been correct is if both of these were small, both of these were big, or vice versa. Okay? It cannot be diagonal from each other. So your job will be to find the 3 that are set up correctly. Just because the colors are correct doesn't mean everything else is correct. So you have to check both. The rest of the questions are all what I taught you. If it says translation, it's adding or subtracting. If it says dilation, it's multiplication, but you have to do new over old. So everybody look at number 6 real quick just so I can make sure we're good. How do I know which one's new? The one with the primes. And everybody look. So this would be new over old. What 2 numbers am I going to use? 4 and 8. Do I have to simplify that? Do not say 4 divided by 8 is 2. That is very wrong. Let your calculator do it for you. Simplify it, then pick the answer that does multiplication. All right, I think the rest are pretty self-explanatory and they come straight from your notes. I will check your answers, and when you are finished, you absolutely have to put them in Google Classroom. Any questions? All right, get started.